Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jody, and on my channel I talk about Broadway and books. And in today's video I'll be continuing my Broadway show series where I talk about every Broadway show I ever saw over the 20 years I was seeing Broadway shows on a regular basis. Also known as the best years of my life that I seriously miss. Anyway, so usually in the series on my channel, I'll talk about who's in the cast and my performance, who's on the creative team, any favorite songs and moments I have from the show, how I like the show itself, and anything interesting I may find in the playbill along the way. Today's video will be a little bit different as the show I'll be talking about today is a show I've talked about on my channel already. So I will just be going over who was in the cast and my performance, how I like the show, and anything interesting I may find in the playbill along the way. I'm not going to go over who's on the creative team, any favorite songs or moments I have from the show, because I'd just be repeating myself because, like I said, I've talked about the show already on my channel in this series. So without any further ado, let's get on to today's show. So today I'll be talking about the 15th Broadway show I ever saw, which was the Broadway revival of Cabaret. So this was the 1998 Broadway revival of Cabaret, and so this is my 15th Broadway show, and today I'll be talking about my second time seeing this particular production. And so I saw this show in October of 2001 on a bus trip at Studio 54. It says it right there. I'm finally remembering where to say where these shows played at, what theaters. So I forgot to do that when I first started doing this. Okay, so here's the page with the credits, which lists everyone involved in this production. And then next up is the cast list. I don't know if this actually shows up on camera, but seeing a Broadway show is getting a playbill and looking through the playbill, so I just wanted to get the full theater experience. But yeah. So before I get into who was in the cast and my performance, I didn't remember this, but apparently there were at least 4 people out of the show the day I saw it. So 2 of them were supporting cast members, and the other 2 were part of the chorus. So I just thought I show these little understudy slips. I love understudies because they help the show go on. Okay, and one more. Okay, so those were everybody that was out of my show and out of my performance, and everyone who went on in their place. So yeah. Okay. It's a good idea to keep these slips on if you're always curious like who you saw, So. Although sometimes they do fall out of the playbill on their own, and then you don't know where they went, and it happens. Okay, so here are the pages with the headshots for the cast that I saw, along with their biography. These playbills are done a little bit differently than your average playbill, because usually they're separate. But, I kind of like it like this. And then, of course, I'll show the page a little longer than I have to, hopefully so it focuses and so the camera doesn't go out of focus. And then one more page. Okay, so this particular time seeing Cabaret was like really special for me because I got to see one of my all-time favorite Broadway performers who's ever been on the Broadway stage in this show. They had probably just joined the show. I don't know exactly when they joined the show, but I don't think it had to have been that long at this point. But Raul Esparza is right there in the playbill. Right there. But he is my favorite, one of my favorite Broadway performers that I've ever seen on the Broadway stage. And he's just a great performer because every time he's in a show, he gives the part like literally everything he has. Like, it's just like he has such energy on stage, and he's just like one of those great talents. And if you ever get the chance to see him in a show, I highly recommend it because he's just so great. But yeah, he played the MC at my performance. At this point, this was only his second Broadway show, so it was really cool to get to see him at like the start of his like Broadway career, but he came to the show directly, I believe, from Tick Tick Boom, and that was a show I knew about like right when it had begun off Broadway, and I really wanted to see that show, but alas, it never happened. I still to this day have never seen Tick Tick Boom on stage, which is ironic because I knew about the show like literally right when it started, but you know, it happens. Yeah. So I also got to see Brooke Shields play Sally Bowles. Understudy slips almost fall out. She's right there. This was my first time seeing Brooke Shields in a Broadway show. She's been in several, but she's more well known probably for movies and television. But you know, it was really cool to get to see Brooke Shields in the show. And Carol Shelley was still in the production at this point because the first time I seen the show was in January 2001, and so this was less than a year later. So some of the performers that I saw in the show the first time around were still in the show. So yeah, pretty cool to get to see her once again. And then as far as how I like the show, yeah, Cabaret is one of those shows that I really, really like. It's a very interesting, dark show, but it has such a great, like, it's a haunting show, you know? It has such a great score, and I just really, I once again had a great time seeing this for the second time, and really appreciative that I got to see it another time on the Broadway stage at Studio 54. So now for anything interesting I may find in the playbill along the way, because every time I look in these playbills now it's like looking at them for the first time. I did kind of skim through it before I made this video, so I would have an idea of what I wanted to share, what I thought was interesting. But like I said, I saw it in October 2001, and it says it right here, but in case that didn't come up on camera. Okay, so I didn't get to see, I remember the show that I'm about to talk about when it, around the time that I guess it was on Broadway. But there was a revival, I think, of, yeah, I don't know if it was a revival or for the first time, because there was a movie done, maybe it was a stage adaptation, but there was a show called The Women, and I remember when this was on Broadway, but, you know, I didn't get to see it. But there's a whole article, because this was a Roundabout Theater production, and mostly all the articles in here about the Roundabout Theater company shows. Less about, like, all the shows on Broadway, more focus on the Roundabout. So there's an article in here about that, but it's a very long article, and I almost lost the understudy slips again. Sorry. Yeah, I know this probably doesn't pick up on camera, but you know, when you see a show, you get a playbill, you look through the playbill, so it's just like the full theater experience, you know. And then, yeah, I think that's the last page of the article. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to share, I guess they were the Playbill show, like kind of gave a sneak preview at all the shows that were going to be a part of the Roundabout Theater Company season, and like I said, I just mentioned a show called The Women. I remember this being on Broadway, and I remember Cynthia Nixon being a part of the show, but I didn't remember like everybody a part of the show. And wow, if you got to see the show, what an all-star cast! You had Kristen Johnson, Rue McClanahan, Cynthia Nixon, Jennifer Tilly, Mary Louise Wilson, Lynn Collins, Jennifer Coolidge, the amazing Jennifer Coolidge. If you've seen White Lotus recently, you know, within the last year or so, you know what I mean. She's amazing on that show. I don't recognize this person's name, but I'm sure they have done other stuff. I don't know everybody. What can I say? Haley, Kate Eisenberg, Lisa Emery, and Amy Ryan. So this show began previews on October 12th for a November 8th opening. But I just thought I'd point out who was in the cast because, wow, all stars, right? And then there's the article with other productions that were going to be a part of the Roundabout Theater season back in 2001, probably to 2002 theater season. I don't know if that's the last page or not. Yeah, that's the last page. Okay, so I think that's really it for anything interesting. Oh, they have a little advertisement here for Broadway.com. I guess Stage Bill, which is what this is called, instead of Playbill. I guess they work together, but it was a fun advertisement. Broadway.com. It's like the website for theater nerds. You know, you get your Broadway information. What shows are opening, what shows are closing. You know, it's a great site. And I think, yeah, that's it. Normally I say what show I'm gonna be talking about next, and I show, like, you know, they usually have a listing of all the other Broadway shows that are playing at that point. But this, for whatever reason it is, there's only a few Broadway shows listed, and none of them are any of the ones I will be talking about next. So I'll just say it. I'll give a little clue before I say it. The next show I'll be talking about has the lyrics to a song called, or whatever, all that jazz. I'm talking about Chicago next, jazz hands. But yeah, that was my 16th Broadway show, so that's what I'll be talking about next. But today I talked about my second time seeing the Broadway revival of Cabaret, which was my 15th Broadway show, and yeah, that was today's video. So once again, thank you so very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and until next time, bye.